The year 2020 is like an airplane. It will take off in one location which you are fully conscious about, your origin, and land you in another location where there are some degrees of uncertainties. So when I travel, I like to think. I don't like to sleep on planes. Instead, I close my eyes and rock in place. My head as still as possible, but my mind thinking, popping, jogging. When all are asleep, I like to turn on my lights and ponder away. I like to stay awake imagining what's on the mind of the hundreds of other travelers on this same plane. You see, I know that only 20% of the world's population have ever flown, and that only a tiny small 9% of the world flew in all of 2019. So I imagine what's on the mind of this current, in quote, special 9% of the world on this plane. Are they truly special? And if they are, do they have special and worthy missions that could change Africa? I sit back thinking, is someone headed to change a policy somewhere in an African nation? Or going to understand a market of consumers that could unlock millions of dollars for the continent? Is there a hard worker headed to some exotic destination just for rest after all the work? Or maybe a celebrity, big bang, going to turn up on an event, tired within, but has to be ready for that fan base regardless of his tiredness. Is there some pretty lady on this flight, summoned by some rich dude just cause he misses them and wants a wild fling of a time? Maybe his side chick, or someone changing or relocating countries, leaving Africa, or maybe even coming back home. But more importantly, I wonder whether they truly know they are a privileged special bunch, and whether they know that 4 billion of the world's population will never get this close to the heavenly skies in which they currently fly. On a deeper level still, I wonder the net value of every individual on the plane to Africa. It is easy to be unaware of this net value. In my mind, I define this as the cumulative future impact of a trip upon Africa, through the businesses being explored, the people we're flying to meet with, and the African communities who will be victims or benefactors of the result of this singular trip or flight. You don't get it, do you? The immigration of a locally trained neurosurgeon will cause the continent a hospital, or thousands of Africans no cure or understanding to brain traumas. A European investor searching mineral wealth with selfishly driven interests could leave an Africa poorer. A holidaymaker that could halt the collapse of a tourist destination in Africa that could be at the risk of bankruptcy. Or a businessman or consultant seeking to sell an innovation that will create jobs in Africa for years. See, some are here to take away, and some are here to add to the continent. So in 2020, when next you fly, don't see it as just one journey just about you. Think about it as a journey that could make or break Africa. A ripple net effect on Africa from one flight, from one privileged you. 80% of the world may never fly, but here you are on this one flight. You are not just a piece of the puzzle, you are the puzzle. Africa is rising, and Africa can rise. 2020, here we come. Here we come.